Hi, everybody. I'm back again. Let me see if I can find myself. Oh, and then let me see if I can hear myself. If you can hear me, tell me, because I haven't changed anything. Oh, I think I can. And let me. Long distance micing. Is that a word? What is it when you use your mouse from halfway across the room? Oh, come on. Hi, Lisa. Oh, I almost had it. There we go. My computer's all the way over there. Now, let me get this one going. Come on. And let me not fall out of my chair. Nope, that's not it. Turn that one off. Go back. I have too many things. Live. Refresh. Maybe if I can see it. Here it is. Success. Okay, so for this go round, first I wanted to tell you that if you don't have either of the catalogs, of course mine aren't open to the, this is how far we are into the catalog year. When you start taking notes about miscellaneous things that don't have anything to do with the page of the catalog, it means we've had it for a while. But if you don't have either of these catalogs, the holiday or even the annual catalog, and you're in the US, then let me know and I'd be happy to send you one. So just comment either if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, whichever one you're on, then just let me know and I'll stick one in. If you place an order today and you've never ordered with me before, and I'll see that and I'll just stick one in the mail to you tomorrow. So that's the quickest way to get one. And then today, if you go back to one of the videos that I did earlier, either on your Facebook, the links are already there, as are all of the typed specials, but I will read them to you real quick, just so you don't have to leave this to go look at it. So today, Stampin' Up! Has a ton. I think there's close to 60. I counted last night, but it was late and my counting may not have been perfect, but close to 60 stamp sets that are off today just for 24 hours, and it's mountain time, and I'm not quite sure when the mountain time was ended, so you want to get them in sometime this evening before it ends. So the ones I'm using today, all of those are on sale, so I will let you know when I use one that's on sale. But there's a ton of good ones, a ton that I have, and some that I'm ordering that I don't have yet that are good ones. But then I'm also giving you some specials. So every month I do thank you gifts when you use my host code, or if you spend enough where you get your own host benefits, then I still send you my thank you gift on top of that. So for today only, they kind of stack on top of each other. So if you spend $25 today, you get the Pearl Jewels. If you spend $35, which is my monthly special, then you still get the Pearl Jewels, and then you get your pick up either the butterfly embellishments or the snowflake embellishments. If you don't tell me, then I'll pick for you. If you spend $100, you get both of those two things, and then you also get the acorn trinkets that I used in my last demo with you. Let me see if I can move this without, oh no, it's not there. It's over here. So you get these trinkets here. Can you see those? And I used those the last time that we did it. Oh, look, you can see me down there too. How special is that? And then at $125, you get all three of those things, plus you get the Forever Greenery ribbon combo. And then if you spend $150, you get all those, plus you get your own hostess benefits. So that's just for today. And then I also, if you use the cut and emboss machine, if you buy that, I have some specials and I will tell you that. But for now, let's get started on the stamping, since I had all of the, I can get my mouse to work. It's it's hard to see my mouse from across the room. Hope you guys are having a better day than me. You know, technology sometimes is my friend, sometimes not. And today it hasn't been. Hi, Diana. Oh, thank you. My shirt. I changed from last time because I had on a short sleeve shirt with a little short sleeve jacket because it's kind of warm-ish, but I was freezing. I have socks. You know, it's that time of year, isn't it? On shorts and socks. And then I had on a short sleeve shirt and a short sleeve jacket. And this is a little bit thicker because I was freezing. And we decided I wasn't going to freeze. So for the first card I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to use Snowman Season. So this was super popular last year. It's from last year's holiday catalog. And the paper that went with it was super, super cute. So some of you may already have it. And some of you may have thought about getting it last year and then didn't. But when I sat down to play with it yesterday, like immediately your mind, if you used it last year, it goes to the colors that we had last year, right? Because the paper was it was blueberry bushel and flamingo and real red, like the colors that it was in, that's what you remember about it. Well, so the first thing I thought was, I'm not going to use those colors. So I had to think like new colors. So here's the colors scheme I came up with. So I'm going to use Midnight, Seafoam, Gray Granite, and Petal Pink. So I went totally another direction with the colors. And then while I had these out, when I pulled the next card out, I thought, what colors can I do with these? And then I thought, you know, I like to do what's laying on my desk cards. So I thought I'm going to do a what's laying on my desk tool-wise. So we're going to do 2 cards with these, and we're going to see how we can do that. So let's just take, I have some white cardstock here, and I know I'm going to cut it out with this scalloped square frame, so I just need this much cardstock. So let's cut that out, and I'm just going to stamp it in black. And then last year, I hadn't used this stamp at all because he was still clean. So that was how I chose which stamp to go with. Because, you know, sometimes you have a stamp set and you can have it for a while, and then you look at it and you realize you've never used an actual stamp in the set. And so that was him. Apparently, because this stamp came with a punch, and he didn't go with the punch, and apparently he didn't match any of the paper that I used either. So, there we go. So I hadn't used him. So that made it easy to decide which one to use today, because this, you can still get the punch, and it punches out the arms and the hat and this little guy here. And then this little guy came with those snowballs. So I can see why I didn't use this one, but he's super cute and he's going to be really cute colored in. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my other card as well. So hopefully we don't get confused. For it, I'm going to use two of the sets that are on sale. So I'm going to use the Zany Zebras, which I have not used yet. My daughter borrowed them, and then yesterday, one of my girlfriends, she doesn't have it yet, and she was going to do a live today, so she stamped with every single stamp in it. So now they've been well used. And then I'm going to use Ridiculously Awesome. And I have used this a bunch. So in my last video of today, I'm going to show you a bunch of samples. So come back later and you'll see some of the stuff I've done. So I'm going to use this one, which I had not used yet today. So for this, I'm going to, this is going to be stamped on our card. So this one's going to be a half sheet of cardstock this way. I'm going to fold this because I want to run this through the embossing machine. And then I pulled this from the Timeless labels, and I'm going to cut it right here. So that way I can just pull my machine over once, and then we'll be done. So if you buy, if you don't have this yet, you're missing out because it's fabulous. But if you buy it today, then all month long, I'm giving you a free folder, and you can do my free classes next month. I'm going to do 4 of them. I have stuff on it from my last thing. But today you get a free magnetic platform. And if you add any of the stamp sets that are on sale, then you also get the free ribbon combo. So So all that's on. I'll put all of that under these videos. So for this one, I'm going to do the scallop square. And you know, it's not good for your dies to go straight through long ways. So send them through on an angle. So let's send this one through. So if you find that your plates warp, like a magnetic plate, and you send them through always so they're creaking, it's not good for them. But look how cute that is. It's just super scallopy. Has those little stitches. So there's that one. And then for this, we're going to make a little window, and I'm going to get a piece of something to color on. So he barely needs any color because, you know, he's super light. So let's give the tree a little bit of sea foam. And this is the dark. The colors last year that were in this are just super bright. So I just thought it would be fun to kind of lighten him up. And then I've got the midnight, which wasn't even a color last year. So just kind of add one little strip of this to his hat. And his scarf. And then his nose. Last year was flamingo. This year it's going to be dark and light petal pink, which has a tinge of orange to it. And then I'm going to take the light green and do the other stripe of his scarf in the light sea foam, and then just kind of fill in the tree and the rest of his hat. So like I said, there's not a whole lot of coloring to either one of these cards. So I'm just kind of using the green to blend the blue, the midnight the first time around. They said midnight, I meant moonlight. I don't know what I said. So I'm using this to be kind of my blender. And then I'm going to go back with this little tip of the dark and add my fringies. And then just a little bit of, just a tad bit of dark highlights. So I want it to have color, but I don't want it to be like, oh, that's got dark moonlight. And then I've got the gray granite. We're just going to kind of use it for shading. So I'm going to use my brush tip just so it gets just a tad bit of shading because it's snow and you don't want it to be dirty snow. It just gives a little bit of shading to it. And I think that's enough. Now I've got the moonlight paper, and then this paper is a poinsettia suite, and it's got raised up velvet paper on it. It's called Plush. It's really pretty. And then over the top of the moonlight looks really pretty. So fold this in half. And then we know this is going to kind of go here in the middle. So we'll be able to put our adhesive all where this is going to cover it up. So I'm going to use just regular seal and put it on the back of here. See, it's a good thing I put some scrap paper there because that might have bled onto my table. There. And then I've got two ribbons. I've got the Moonlight Twill that comes in the regular catalog. And then this is part of the Jar of Flowers suite, but it's got that fun silver in it. So I'm going to mix them. And because this is vellum, you can see underneath it. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it all the way around. Sometimes I try to save ribbon and just do a bow on top. But because you can see underneath this one, I'm going to go all the way around. Oops. Cut them both at one time. And then just pull these around. Just tie them together. Black ink all over me, which is great because I have a white card coming up. Hi, Laura. Yeah, I did get live a little bit earlier today. So this is the second time, but it took a minute. I don't know why all of the things have to do updates. Like, they work fine. Just leave them. Updates, and like when my phone wants an update, I let it go. I don't ever update my phone. I'm like, yeah, you can just, it's working. I'm just going to leave it. So just tie this into a bow. It's kind of big. And then trim the ends. And then I know, again, like I said, the best place is to put the seal underneath here. Oops. And this is Seal Plus. I pulled a little too hard for Seal Plus. And that'll hold it nice and good since we're not putting it all the way to the edges, but I don't want it to show through my pretty vellum. And then just one more little highlight for this. I'm going to take the adhesive back snowflakes. And there's some that are more iridescent than others. Some of them are more white. And so I'm going to try to pull the white ones. Some of them have more of a pinky tinge to them. And here where he's got his snowflakes, I'm just going to cover those black things up with actual snowflakes. Because last year, like I said, you could get little, like, they were little snowballs. They were kind of like felt. But since we don't have these this year, I'll just use these because they're just as cute. And actually a little bit easier to use because last year you had to get a glue thing to put on there. Camera. So that has a lot of fun texture on it. So that's the first one. And so now let's go with the zebra and stick with the same color scheme. And again, 2 of the stamp sets that are on sale. So where did I put the paper that I just ran through the machine? I did not stand up, so I know it. Here it is. So we've got this, and then I ran this piece through. So I'm going to take the words that say, make today ridiculously awesome. And ink these up. And when they're bold stamps like this, like I like to squidge this on here, but then if you do that, you can see that it has like the round marks on it. So then go back in and kind of dab it on there to get rid of those. And then I'm going to kind of just guess because this is a little bit bigger than that. I have to show through perfect, but you do want to see it. And I'm going to stamp this on here. Yeah, the zebras are super cute. They just have happy little faces. So now we'll be able to see this through here. Now let's see if the zebra fits on the punched out thing. If she doesn't, we'll put her on something else. Oh, I think she does. I was hoping she did, but it was kind of hard to tell. So again, just get her nice and inked up. And put her on here. So now we've got her. And then we're just going to color in with these same blends. So if you don't have everything, you don't have to have everything. You can have just a few things. Oh, and I've got this little starburst, and it comes out of the Ridiculously Awesome set, which is on sale today. It's just kind of a little starburst. So I'm just going to go kind of all the way around. Just like that. So then I'm going to be able to put her here. Okay, so let's color her in. And since she's a zebra, again, I want the colors to be kind of light, the same way they were on our snowman. So we're going kind of with the same color palette. So I'm going to just do gray granite to just kind of give her gray some stripes. Or her stripes some gray. I said it backwards. It just brings her to life a tad bit more than what she is. But if you do black over the top, I think it's just a tad too much. And then make her eyes a little bit blue. Just a little bit. And now let's go over to our card. And let's do our words first. So I like to use the brush tips. And you know, if you don't know, this little tip right here is your bullet tip, and this fat end right here is your brush tip. So let's kind of do this through here, just some color. And a couple of these. And then I'm going to give her some color under here, because this is kind of the brightest of the colors we're using on this card. And then let's get the green. So again, and this is another super simple card. And you don't have to have every single blend color to make it. Now let's get the blue. That one I'm not going to go as heavy on because this is a darker blue. So that's all the coloring we need for her. And then let's put her up here. Make sure you don't put any adhesive down here because we're going to overlap her just a tiny bit. This would be a fun card to like stick in a lunchbox or something. And then for the embellishments for this one, I'm going to take the Elegant Faceted Gems, which you might not call this the most elegant card in the world, but look how well these fun colors match. And they're just nice and sparkly. So let's get one of the... There's clear, and then there's like the petal pink. Let's stick one of those down here, and then there's white. Let's just do 3 of those. And then just for something a little fun, because she's a black and white zebra, let's get the iridescent pearls from the Magic in the Night. And just add one of those by each of these. So we always do in the businesses are requiring masks. Somebody's asking about masks. But it kind of depends, like if you're outside. Like when you go to the orchard and everybody's outside and far apart, then really nobody has them on. Well, not nobody. Some people do. I think it's like if people feel like they might have a cough because, you know, allergies are bad, then they have them on. But like when people come to my camp and it's just, I've kept the numbers really small at camp. So we'll just have like 5 or 6 people here and people are spaced apart, then they don't. But businesses do. They're supposed to have an update on the 25th because that was the original date that they said that the masks were to. So we'll see what they say on the 25th. But, you know, at some point, everybody's hoping it will come to an end. But there's no like number. I don't think there's a number limit to how many people can be together right now. So here's these 2 cards. And a fun color palette. It's not super bright. And both of these stamp sets are ones that you might think that when you saw them, they might require a bright color palette. But I'm going to hop back on in a little bit with one more quick demonstration for you today. And in that one, I will pull out some of the cards that I have done that have stamp sets that are on sale today, as many as I can find at least that don't have tons. I'm just trying to see if I can get myself back on there and talk at the same time. Well, I think I got it. So if I can find a couple more of our stamp sets that are on sale, that don't have everything else on the card retired, but it'll be an hour or so. I have absolutely no idea what time it is. 2:30. So I'll try to get on like 3:45-ish or so. The card that I'm going to do is only half done. So it does use one of the fronts, maybe my meadow, which I think should have been called the front because it's like snow front. I really wanted to use snow front, but my daughter has it. So I won't be using that. I really like that zebra card. That's super cute. The snowman is too, but that she's a happy one. So everybody have a good afternoon so far, and I'll catch you back in a little bit. Bye.